Okay, let's talk about the clean energy boom. We hear about it all the time, right? It's this wild story of amazing progress, but also huge, huge challenges, all happening at once. So what's the real story here? Let's get into it. So I want to kick things off with just one number. Get ready for it. $1.8 trillion. That is how much money is flooding into the clean energy transition every single year. I mean, it's just a mind-boggling amount of cash, like a fire hose aimed at completely rewiring our planet's energy system. So with that kind of money flying around, you'd think we've basically cracked it, right? Problem solved, time to just, kick back and let the clean energy future happen. Well, turns out the real story is a little more complicated than that. Okay, first things first, let's dive into the good news because there is a ton of it. I'm calling this the Great Acceleration, and you'll see why. Something absolutely historic is going on right now. Just look at the shape of that curve. That's not a gentle little hill, that's a rocket ship. What you're seeing here is that investment isn't just growing, it's exploding. It's shattering records every single year. This, right here, is the financial engine that's making the whole thing go. And we're not just talking about numbers on a screen. All that money translates into something very real. Jobs. A massive surge in new jobs. We're talking about a complete transformation of entire economies, building up a whole new industrial base for the future. All right, let's get to the second part of the good news. And honestly, this might be the biggest game changer of them all. It all comes down to the money. The economics of energy have been completely turned on their head. I mean, just look at that price drop. It's like it fell off a cliff. In just the last 10 years, the cost of solar and wind power has crashed by something like 80 or 90%. That's not just an improvement, that's a revolution, like the invention of the microchip. What it means is simple. In most places on Earth, building new solar or wind is now the absolute cheapest option for new electricity. Full stop. And this quote just nails it. It's not just about doing the right thing for the planet anymore. Now, it's the smartest thing to do for your wallet. The market itself is pushing this forward now, and that means the momentum is real, and it's picking up speed. So yeah, the progress is undeniable. It's happening faster and on a bigger scale than pretty much anyone dared to hope. But, and you knew there was a but coming, here's the reality check. Okay, remember that $1.8 trillion number from the beginning? Let's bring that back. But this time, let's put it up against what the science tells us we actually need to be doing to reach our net zero goals. Yeah, this chart, it tells a pretty sobering story, doesn't it? That bar on the left, that's our record-breaking investment we've been talking about. And the one on the right, that's how much we should be spending every year. So sure, we're running fast, but it turns out the race is a lot longer than we thought. Let me just put the numbers on it for you to make it super clear. We're putting in about $1.8 trillion a year. The target? It's closer to $4.5 trillion. That's a gap of more than $2.5 trillion. Not just once, but every single year. That's the mountain we still have to climb. But, the problem isn't just about how much money we're spending. It's also about where that money is actually going. And when you look at that, you start to see a story of really deep inequality. Take a look at this map. It's pretty clear, right? This clean energy boom, it's not really a global thing. All that money is packed into just a few places: North America, Europe, and especially East Asia. Pretty much the entire rest of the world is getting left in the dust. And if we break it down even more, it gets starker. Look at this. Just 3 players, China, the EU, and the US, are responsible for almost all of the investment. That tiny little sliver left over, that's everyone else, the entire rest of the planet. That's the kind of imbalance we're dealing with. And this is where a really important idea comes in: energy equity. Think about it. A global energy transition can't just be for the rich countries. If this is actually going to work, if it's going to be fair, then everybody, no matter where they live, needs access to clean, affordable energy. And frankly, right now, we are failing that test big time. So where do we go from here? Well, it means we have to do something that's kind of tough. We have to hold 2 completely opposite ideas in our heads at the exact same time. Okay, so what are these 2 truths? Truth number 1, the clean energy boom is the real deal. It's happening, it's getting faster, and it's being driven by hard-nosed economics. But truth number 2 is that we still have a massive investment gap, and the whole thing is becoming dangerously unequal. Both of these things are true at once, and what that tells us is that the challenge isn't about inventing new stuff anymore. The challenge now is all about scale. and equity. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. Look, we have the technology, we've got the economic roadmap. The problem isn't a technical one anymore. The real question is about us. It's about collective will. Do we, as a global community, actually have what it takes to finish this race, to scale this up for everyone, everywhere, before our time runs out?